Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. I have here a Captain America, the first Avenger figure. This is the Desert Battle Captain America. I'm not really a Captain America fan, but the movies are pretty cool. But this figure looked quite cool because of the helmet you can take off, nice sidearm, and he's not in the usual Captain America sort of colours. So perhaps easier to custom or to paint over. Looks pretty cool. Says in the back, the seemingly inhospitable desert is the perfect hiding place for Hydra henchmen, but they can't hide from Captain America as his tactical assault shield is perfectly equipped to slice through even the toughest bunker. Then it shows heroic age Captain America, who appears to have the same shield in a different colour, Night Mission Captain America, and Marvel's Hydra Attack Trooper. Looks pretty cool. Let's crack him open and see what he's like. It was actually quite cheap here in China. With postage, is about in pounds, £6 maybe? £7 tops, so not a lot. Helmet's quite hard, but does have some bend. The A is painted on, so you can just paint over that or a transfer. That is some yellowing plastic. You can see it on the camera, it's aged quite a bit. But this is from 2011, so around 9 years old. Okay, so first thing is this shield, which I would never going to use, but hey ho. And then I guess you just, there we go. Little thing on the back and, or the front, there we go, boing. And it comes out like that. Not really my cup of tea, because I'm not a 3-year-old or 4-year-old little boy. Close, but not quite. Helmet, as I said, is a quite hard plastic, but it does have some bend, which is great, which means it'll be a friction fit. Pistol is simple. One sort of silver colour, bit of bent's okay. You can drill the barrel, spray that, or paint that black. Now look, that looks very effective. Figure looks good. Holster is attached to the leg, part of the leg. You can't take that off. Oh, it's those hip joints I really can't stand. Okay, so have a look at his articulation. Looks pretty cool, the sculpt. You can get his legs relatively straight. The boots look pretty cool. The paint job. His head's a bit too forwards, you can see there. But decent enough sculpt. Before I look at his articulation, see how his helmet fits. Helmet fits particularly well, has to be said. The shield should be able to go into his back. But no thank you. His hands appear to be mirror image. Or not quite. The right one, sorry, slightly more trigger friendly, slightly more gun friendly. So, yeah. Holds the gun quite, in fact, very well, because he does get the, his finger into the, trigger, which is nice, but he holds it pointing down a little bit. So even though he holds it well, you have to get there's no wrist articulation. He has to hold his arm slightly above flat. Let's get the gun to point straight, which means he's gonna look silly, but it's decent enough. The gun. Just to fit that holster somehow. The gun should Well, that is a really tight fit there. That's not even in properly yet. Right, the gun fits very tightly into the holster. I've not put the little plastic flap or strap over the side. That's really, really secure. Let's have a look at the articulation. So, head, it says right and left. There is tiny up and down, and there is tiny side to side. Shoulders, he gets about flat. On the bicep curl, he gets under 90 degrees on his left, and again under on his right, which is a pity. His arms, his wrists just have the turn there. There is a swivel on the elbow joint as well. He has trunk, so he can turn left and right, dip forwards, backwards a little bit, no side to side. He has no waist. Hips, the ones I hate. You can see that little mark there. You have to line it up. That's the only way he will go at the moment. I have to move that part around if I want it to go forward, so he can't take his legs forwards unless that whole thing is now facing forwards. But now he can't go sideways. That's why I hate this type of hip, these horrible hip joints. Wish they'd never do them. He has a thigh twist, which is cool. Double kneecap, gets very nice and tight on that. And then his ankles, they turn. Terrible tippy toe because of the sculpt gets in the way. And then his dorsal flexation, or his Michael Jackson, again is terrible because the sculpt gets in the way. But he does stand up. He does stand up quite easily. Great looking figure, to be fair, and quite easy to repaint. The only worry would be the star on his chest. Can make it into a Russian, make it a red star. But he's a pretty decent figure. Looks really quite nice, if I'm honest. Particularly with the helmet. He could match really nicely with some World War II figures, like the higher ones, and I'll stick those. It's just the videos. Or maybe if you have any of the Marauder World War II, which I have zero of. And despite loving Marauder stuff, got their K9 dog, which is really good. I've backed that Kickstarter, I stick him up there. Despite liking their stuff, great difficulty ordering from them, and not particularly happy with their service and their replies. It may not have been rude, but it came across as being a bit rude. So, okay, let's compare him to some other figures. Let me take female Skull Trooper from Fortnite. Perfect scale. Remember, she's female, tiny bit shorter. So that looks really good. And again, she'll be, it's just the videos up there somewhere. So it's a really creepy face. Let's compare him to Acid Rain Seth Trooper. In fact, you could almost just weather Captain America with these clothes, his desert camo like that, and he'd match quite nicely with the Seth Trooper, and he scales perfectly with the Seth Trooper again. If I use, I keep using, I love my Sagat, huge Sagat, and Sagat is just massive. You can see that Sagat's going to tower over all of them. In fact, his helmet will fit on Sagat as well, quite nicely, in fact. Sagat's going to just walk off now with the helmet. And if I use one of the Wild Card Squad, again, perfectly matched, and again, the hat fits even better on him. In fact, it's almost worth buying him for this hat alone because it's compatible with quite a lot of figures. I would be tempted. How easy to copy this though? See, if you do a resin one, you're going to lose that flex in it. That's the only issue. but I will be tempted to make a copy. Great figure. I do like this figure a lot. I think it's really, really good. The gun's decent. The shield, don't care. Very, very. Oh, I didn't realise his little strap does come off on the. You can see there on the holster, making it a lot easier to put the gun in and to secure it. I hope, but that strap was on the inside. It wasn't. There's no clip on it. Great figure. I think worth picking up if you find it for a decent price, like I did. Great potential for customs for your World War II stuff or army stuff in general, particularly with that helmet, and his darker colour scheme is easier to paint over. You might be tempted to just file down the star there or fill it with some green stuff and change some modelling putty and change if you don't want to get a Captain America star on a chest or whatever custom you're making. But I think it's a decent figure. Okay, this is Awesome Action Toys. I'm signing out saying please like, share and subscribe. I'll be back to some Awesome Action Toy videos for you. Stay happy and keep collecting, okay? And see you soon with another video. Bye-bye.